Hi guys, welcome back, Scatlink here, and we are off for more of Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon Reignited. And in the last episode, we took out Buzz in his dungeon, since the sorceress wants to stop us from, you know, grabbing more eggs and saving the Forgotten Realms from her tyranny. But she has a tendency to put one of the people that we got free in the next area that we're heading towards, but then it has to, you know, prevent us from moving onwards with a boss that, you know, if we take out, we're going to be able to, you know, get past another paywall, literally, because in this episode, we're going to free Sergeant Byrd.
Ah, my good friend Spyro. The sorceress caught this naughty bird letting off rockets in her fireworks factory, but I'm willing to release him into your custody. Provided you pay his outstanding fines.
I like how he doesn't say, like, I'll let him out for a small fee, like he's accepting a bribery. There is actually damage control being handled here, the way he words it. I mean, we don't know if he's telling the truth, but, you know, he puts it quite official in this case. And he is definitely an enemy of the state with that paywall. Look at that. No, 700 gems. That's quite a lot to free the penguin. Well, we gotta do it.
Ha ha! What a sucker! That is, it's a far, far better thing you do today, Spyro, than you have ever done. And, well, so forth, etc. You get the idea.
So there was no fine, you were just charging a big bribery. Well, you were doing good and then you just ruined yourself. He'll get his comeuppance soon enough.
Sergeant Byrd, 90068. Awaiting orders, sir.
I think you'll have to find your commanding officer for that. Hey, what are those things?
These are the latest military hardware. DBX-9 rocket launchers, state-of-the-art.
So why didn't you use them to escape?
Because I have limited ammo, and I wanted to conserve it for this. Say, where'd you come from? I thought dragons had all been dead for 1,000 years or something.
Well, the rumors of our extinction were slightly exaggerated. We just wanted a little peace and quiet.
Well, if it's peace and quiet you want, you should stay clear of my homeworld for a bit. I reckon I'll be blowing up Rhynocs for weeks. Cheerio!
So British, old chap. And, Mama! I think Tom Kenny's talking to himself. Yep, Tom Kenny voiced Sergeant Byrd as well as Spyro in the original Spyro 3, and exactly the same in the Reignited version. Sergeant Byrd is still voiced by Tom Kenny. I didn't bring that up during his initial cutscene, but I thought I would just make mention of it here because he does talk to himself here. And he's definitely one of my favourite characters, as the way that he's animated as well.
I have to train the hummingbirds. They must be in peak physical condition if we're going to take on the sorceress.
Oh, he's building an army. And yes, his name is a reference to James Bond, including his starting number, 007, but then has extra numbers added to it. Yeah, it's definitely a pun.
Sir, the situation is this. Yesterday, at 1845 hours, the Rhynocs invaded. We defended as best we could, sir. But without your leadership, we couldn't put up an effective resistance. By 1900 hours, the rest of the squad was captured, and the Rhynocs had complete control of the base.
And she's off. Yes, the hummingbirds are apparently French. And what do you mean, like, limited ammo? We've got infinite ammo. Look at this. I can spam these little bullet bills. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't blow yourself out when we got infinite ammo. Maybe he did have limited ammo, and now that he's here, he's stocked up, like, God knows how much, or his connection to the magics that be, that allow him to continuously refill, were cut off until he got out of the cage, but if he blew himself out of the cage, he would have got them back anyway, so I don't understand. For a second there, I thought that was a gem, but massive ladybugs. So yes, we're Sergeant Byrd, and to go over the controls, because the game doesn't actually tell you until you start freeing some hummingbirds. I mean, maybe she'll tell us if I blow her up. There we are. Just pops on out. It looked a little bit janky, to be perfectly honest with you. I was expecting the cage to actually explode, like spontaneously combust into a bunch of pieces, but it didn't seem to happen. But by the way, can I just say, I love his new waddle. It's a lot faster than what it was in the original. His feet are just flapping all over the place, which is pretty funny. He used to waddle like at a very fast pace in the original, but the movement speed was actually quite slow and quite hard to steer. But we have a lot more tighter movement in this version, which I greatly appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Oh well, that was short. Literally just 3 words. Okay, so the game ain't going to tell us how to control Sergeant Byrd. I guess we're going to just check that out ourselves. Unless we get told later, but that kind of goes without saying. Actually, I will go in here because there are no skill points in this level. In fact, well, no, lie. There is a skill point in this level if I can press the right goddamn buttons. We got to bomb the gophers. I completely forgot that there was actually a skill point here. I missed it. It's like the bottom one. But there's also a trophy achievement in this level. Where is it? Here it is. As Sergeant Byrd, bomb all the treasure chests in his base. I mean, you can't really be anyone else in Sergeant Byrd's base, so that's the thing. But yeah, bomb all the treasure chests. That's pretty much tied to 100% completion, so we haven't got to worry about that. But may I just add, this is the first level since, you know, the standard in, well, Spyro 2, I guess, where all levels pretty much had 400 gems. Because Spyro 3 started off with a few less gems, like, in the earlier levels, and then, obviously, Nasty's loot had 2,000 to grab, so they're the exceptions. But pretty much every level in Spyro 2, and Spyro 3 up to this point, had 400 gems. We now are collecting more than 400 gems in a level. So the levels are starting to get bigger. And what I was originally going to do was press that. I'm used to pressing the pad as the button. I'm getting confused because I'm playing other games in my own time. The joy. But what I wanted to go to is the move list and switch, because we got to review Sergeant Byrd's controls. We can fly as a penguin. Not entirely sure how that works. I'm pretty sure penguins are flightless birds. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Unless they're kind of shady, then, you know, they always fly. Drop item with square. There's no charge function, so that's been taken away for a drop instead. Fire weapons are normally fire button anyway, and aim is the usual button as well. So everything's pretty much the same. You can probably figure it out by just experimenting yourself, but it's a nice way to just, you know, review. And unlike in the original, you can actually, like, you know, strafe pretty well. Like, if I hold, well, if you hold the sight button when flying, you can actually look directly below you. And, let me see here, yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't think you can strafe in this version, but it's a lot easier to aim. So, in the original, you could strafe if you have the camera, like, the camera settings correct. It goes a little bit janky if you don't have them correct, but that's something I can't actually get into in this version. But just keep in mind, it is a lot easier in this version.
I recommend you take the enemy out with your rockets by pressing the attack button, sir.
Okay, give me the tutorials after I learn how to fly. Makes sense to me. Habooshki! Haboom! Habooba! Okay, I wasn't aiming and I was just firing like a maniac, but there you go. By the way, I'm going to jump and shoot. Nailed it. Don't even need to burst it, I'll just blow it up immediately. And you're just going to hover up there, I guess. Oh, by the way, if you notice there, my rocket actually curved in. So, that's pretty cool. They have slight homing advantages in this game, where in the original, you had to be dead on. Or the, rockets did have a bit of a homing, but they were a lot more accurate in the Reignited version. Yeah, so there's just a lot of quality of life improvements to Sergeant Byrd in this version that actually make him a lot more fun to play than he used to. And don't get me wrong, he was fun to play as well. I mean, he was like one of the best characters, especially because he's so British and he is a pun on James Bond. So, and of course, he's undergoing missions, so that kind of works. By the way, if I open that door and go through. And I guess she's just gonna... Oh no, she is gonna go onwards.
Sir, I've captured the enemy rations. They won't march far on empty stomachs.
I don't think that's actually rations, but more like what we actually need to get from them, which is mission complete.
Sir, the Rhynocs have blocked the way out of this next cave with a security door. And I don't think you'll be able to blast your way through this one. I recommend you land on the weights and carry them to the pressure-sensitive security switches on either side of the door. When in position, press the charge button to drop the weight. Press the action button once to look down, and press it again to look up, sir.
You know, I really like these birds' new design. I'm actually really digging it. I can't actually remember what they look like, because it's just such a good design. But what we need to do... Actually, I want to know, can I squish people with this? So if we hold triangle with my index finger, I could probably just drop this on his head. Or I could actually make it land directly on the switch somehow with a bounce, because weights apparently bounce. Ouch. I'm taking stupid damage. I actually need to get more health here. I don't think there's any fodder around here, because the fodder are the ladybirds, as we've already talked about. Ladybirds, ladybugs, I don't know what the correct term is. I call them what I do. I need another weight, and you've got the weight, so I'm going to fire. Yep, the home in, once again, came in clutch there. Let's grab some of that. Thank you, Sparks. That was actually really good of you. In fact, if we went back to, Sunrise Spring, like I said, after we've done, Buzz, there's actually something that we can do there now. I think we can get some sort of upgrade that will help us, but for now, that's not the case at the moment. Oh, there's a ladybug down there. That's perfect. I was actually looking around for them. That's why I was flying low. I could not shoot him. I was too close. In fact, the Sergeant Byrd reminded me a lot of, wait, what? Come out. Okay, you don't shoot him, you just approach him. I forget about that, but yeah. With Sergeant Byrd in the original, I mean, I'm getting kind of vibes of it now, but obviously it's a lot easier to control. I get a lot of Diddy Kong in Donkey Kong 64 with the jetpack. I get those kind of vibes. And it controls kind of similar as well. There's no way to hover, but you can just, like, you got a lot more floatiness, so that helps. Kind of offsets it.
Request permission to cheer, sir. Hip hip hooray!
You requested permission, but I didn't give it. But I appreciate your enthusiasm, soldier. Onwards. Let's go through this door, since we've done these 2 weights already. There is a gopher here, but I don't think I can actually do anything with him at the moment. No, because he jumps out of the way when the rockets approach.
Keep fighting the good fight, sir. We're almost there, and I'm, right behind you.
Fair enough. Bang. Bang. Oh, look at that. That curved and went behind him. Now that is some tracking. I know I'm still taking stupid damage, but I'm just having fun blasting these Rhynocs. And again, Rhynocs being a full force to be reckoned with. I mean, I guess it's because that we're actually, you know, got an army to fight when Ripto couldn't get his army in the first place because they blocked off the portal before, you know, Ripto could go pack his bags to move into Avalar properly and probably get the Riptocs, like, you know, mobile to actually do something about it, but I don't know. It feels like that Ripto didn't do much in Ripto's Rage. That's why everyone calls it Ripto's Reclusion. That's like the old joke. But here, it's like an all-out war. We're literally being a one-man army right now, taking everything out because the hummingbirds haven't got any artillery to work with because the Rhynocs have blocked them all from it. I'm actually going to head back a minute because I didn't actually talk to this hummingbird. Plus, there's rockets here, which I think she'll tell us about.
Keep fighting the good fight, sir. We're almost there, and I'm, right behind you.
Oh, fair enough, you're just following me, but I still need this rocket. And I want to go backwards with this rocket, because this rocket's actually really helpful. It's not really a rocket, and more like, a low-class nuke. I guess that's the only way to put it. We've got gophers in here that we need to deal with, so what we'll do is get above, hover over them, and drop it! And bang! The shockwave will actually kill them and seal the hole, so you'll know if you've got them if the hole is gone. There we are. And that's pretty much what we need to do in order to get our skill point. And I think that's really their only purpose as well, so that's fine. Oh, I missed a Rhynoc. Hello. Well, luckily... Oh, shit. I pressed square by accident. I meant to press circle. I also missed a pot. So I'll get that. Come down here and grab this. You can't actually walk on the floor, but you can still glide when you've got these. And apparently you don't need to hold the triangle button, you just need to tap it to change your angle, which is fine, so I'll just do that. I don't think I missed anything else in this room, so that's perfectly fine. Oh, there we are. I was about to say, did the gopher drop that? But no, that was the Rhynoc I killed that dropped that gem. That's fine. I can't remember if the moles had holes in the original to let you know, but basically you would probably figure it out if you see them actually poof when you kill them. So, oh Jesus! Oh, you know what? He just came right in my line of sight underneath me.
Mission accomplished. It's great to have you back, sir.
Oh, okay. I guess I completed the level without realising it. Thanks for that. Well, we still got one reg to go for. So we're not done yet. Get it, go for, because that's what we're taking out right now. Puns. This is all about puns. I lost all my rockets for that, though. Come on. I guess because we've taken out all the Rhynocs en route to near the end of the level. Gabrielle was able to, you know, make it to the end, and that was our main mission. But that's only because we took out all the Rhynocs on the way. There are still more Rhynocs to deal with, as you can see right here, actually. Boom! Nope, wrong button. I keep pressing square for some reason when I have the rocket. I guess I'm just a trigger-happy boy. And by the way, these little nukes that we drop, these little missiles, that's how we break open the pots. Ouch. Right. Fire. Oh, it didn't home in. What the heck? Okay, that's better. Now it did. Just trying to make sure I was far enough away so it didn't hit me, but he still did. I forget how you strafe. I'm holding all the shoulder buttons and I just can't seem to... Oh, okay. It's just the left and right roll button. That's how you strafe. That's how you do it. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Holding L1 and R1 allows you to strafe when you're in the air. Like, if I do it now, that's L1, that's R1. That's how you strafe. But because of how, like, the camera controls were mapped to the R1 and L1 buttons in the original, that would swivel the camera as well, unless you had it on active mode, I think. Or the other mode. It's one or the other.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Yeah, so rescuing all the hummingbird soldiers is pretty much our final mission, which we've been working towards throughout this entire level. So keep that in mind. I don't know why they're doing barrel rolls, but I got another one up out of that, so that's cool. Yeah, and we pretty much started right in here, by the way. So, in this little glass tower. I don't need to look, I'll just drop them. Bombs away! In fact, I can come back and get more now. Break that. Get this. Oh, that one homed in. Let's grab that gem. Just make it. I just keep flying around in circles, so I don't want to miss anything. Because with the tall green grass, green gems are easy to miss. But we're getting into a more fiery area now, so I've got to keep an eye on that. And I thought I just saw a couple of gems in there. Oh boy, we've got to get in there somehow. Forget. How high can we actually fly now I think about it? Yeah, we're missing a lot of stuff. Oh, damn. What have I been doing? I've been missing a lot of stuff. It's because I've been focusing mostly on the floor. Let's fire a bunch of missiles we're dropping. Because I don't have to worry about running out of peanuts. Considering I brought up, Oh, I got another one up. I didn't even see that. Was that a jar I broke? Or was that just sitting there? Pretty sure it wasn't fodder, because I just got one up from fodder. I killed enough fodder to get one. Can I pick up more missiles? No, you can only pick up 4 at once. Fair enough. We'll blow this up then. That's more gems. Nice. Thank you, Sparks. You're on point today. Let's come back up here. Fire at you. Well, I still missed that one all the way over there. Let's come back over this way. I thought I killed you. I guess I didn't. Must have missed somehow. Right, let's come back up over here, but higher up, because we're missing all this. Oh, I can actually be up here. Oh, there was actually a gem up here as well. Wow. I really don't remember the highest point of this level. For some reason, this... I remember the bottom part of the level, but I don't remember coming up this high in order to get stuff. For some reason, that's out of my mind. But you can fly, so why would that not be a thing? In fact, because I don't think I'm ever going to get to it, because I've never played it myself, apparently in Hero's Tale, which is like the 5th main Spyro game, not counting the handheld Spyro 1, 2, and 3 games, and Shadow Legacy, and Fire and Ice and all that, because I've never played those at all. Apparently in the Hero's Tale, Sergeant Byrd is the one that does the speedways. So yeah, there's a little bit of trivia for it right there. I never do that. But I guess it makes sense because he's flying and he has to, like, you know, get better with his flying prowess, so he uses the speedways as training, and why would Spyro need to if he just can only fly in those locations anyway? I mean, it does seem like it takes a bit of fun away from Spyro, but... because you would have missiles, but I don't know if you can actually use your missiles, because like I said, I've never played Hero's Tale, so take what I've been saying with that with a grain of salt. Just dodging the fire. And, by the way, speaking of the patch that we had before, the camera was absolutely horrendous in the Reignited version in this tunnel. It was fine in the original, but in the Reignited version, the camera just kept getting stuck to your butt in here, and you couldn't see what you were doing. in this one cave, but they fixed that in the patch that we talked about in Cloud Spires. Thought I'd mention that because, well, we're actually here, and that was one of the points that I couldn't talk to otherwise.
What are your orders, sir?
That's annoying! Thank you for getting rid of all the missiles that I had. Well, I guess I didn't need them down here, but that's not the point. I'm a little bit annoyed about that. Yeah, this is... I can actually see what I'm doing. I mean, I never experienced the problem, but I have seen people struggle with the problem. So, I'm glad that they fixed the camera issues there. I mean, the camera didn't even seem like it was getting stuck on anything anyway. It looked normal, and I don't know why it was a problem to begin with, because it didn't seem like it was having... Because if it was having problems before they fixed it, I would still expect a little bit of jittering, but apparently that's not the case. Oh, I missed. There we are. Is that the skill point? No, I didn't get the skill point. So I'm still missing a couple. So I'm going to have to go back on myself. Maybe I must have missed stuff at the very beginning, and I probably have because I wasn't flying up high enough. So I'll meet you guys back in the beginning. In fact, before I do, let me get some health. There we are. Okay, so we're coming back to this point where we saw one of our first things that we couldn't break before. Now we have these missiles, we're able to actually do so. And that's all of the chests, and we also uncovered a hole to go down. So I guess we'll just pop down here quickly. Oh, and we're in another lava cave. Fire at you. Fire all missiles. Keep firing. I missed Tank on the Wii U, that was a good game. Why is a little bit pointed to the Switch? It feels like a good game that they should do that. And that's how we get into this room, so that actually worked out for the best. Awesome sauce.
Before I was captured, I recovered this egg from the enemy, sir.
The last one will always say that once you get it, but for whatever reason, and I have seen this happen with my bro Master Aaron when he played through this before I did, the one that gives you the egg
Ready to be debriefed, sir.
kind of slows down their idle animation for some reason. Even though when they talk to you, they go normal speed. They, for whatever reason, go slow-mo. And that is proper slow-mo, because you can see the blur, but the wings aren't moving as fast as they should. And she's definitely in slow-mo, because she's not blinking often. It's kind of weird and off-putting, and I'm surprised that hasn't been fixed yet. And by the way, if you're seeing, like, all these particle effects, like, all these, like, floating, like, petals or feathers that are not coming from Sergeant Byrd in the level, that's not actually a problem around it. That's just a thing in, not Summer Forest. What's it called? Midday Gardens. For some reason, I keep getting confused with Avalar homeworld names. I guess it's because that, you know, spring and midday. I mean, you would think spring is in, like, oh, sunrise spring. It's called sunrise spring, not spring forest. I don't know. It's confusing. Because there wasn't a spring hub world. So it gets really, like I said, it just confuses me. So we're back at the beginning of the level here. I didn't fly up. I didn't miss anything in here, so what did I miss? Oh, there's the last gopher. It was right next to the hole that we just went into to get that last egg, so I need to... Why are you here? I thought I killed all of them around here. Huh. I don't know how I missed him, because I was flying through that room to, you know, bring missiles with me. A bit odd. The only problem is, if you do need missiles for the early part of the levels, you have to come all the way back to the end in order to do it, so I had to come back this way anyway in order to get that gopher. Because, for some reason, I missed him completely. And I had to fly through that room and look down, so I don't know how I missed it. And again, I don't know how I missed the Rhynoc in this room either, because I had to fly up here, and he was literally in the way, so... Oh, hang on a minute. Hello! Missed you! Oh, wait, where did the gym go? There it is. Now I want to fly all the way to the top here and do a spin. Okay. Seriously, again, how do I miss a Rhynoc? That's the same thing that happened to Seashell Shores, and I bumped into a problem. Right, it's just bombs away. And that should be the last one. There we are, skill point. Cool. So, I was actually looking for the last gems, and they were at the back at the end of the level, apparently. But then I noticed that gopher to get. We're actually spending a lot of time in this level, and I don't mean to. It's just that I keep missing stuff, because I'm just forgetting that I could fly up so high. But I honestly did not see that Rhynoc yet again. I don't know why I'm having such bad time. It's like, I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing things, so I don't know why I'm missing things that are easy to notice. Oh, hello! I'm surprised I missed that. And it's down here somewhere I must have missed. Like, against the wall, maybe? Yeah, look. Green grass. Wait, that's still not it. What am I missing here? 5 more gems. Where are you pointing now? Back up here. Why'd you not point this way to begin with? It seems closer. Okay, let's still going this way. Back in this room. I was in this room! When I was clicking, you weren't pointing over here. What are you doing? And there's another pot that I'm in. How am I missing these pots? Maybe it really is motion blur and I keep missing it because everything blends together when I'm moving the camera quickly. And when I'm turning around while flying, kinda can happen. I think that might be what's happening. I think I might be getting messed up due to the motion blur. Well, that's everything in this level. We're actually done here. We don't even need these. But at least when we leave, it don't look janky. Just check the time during that loading screen, hence why I cut it out a bit. I spent a lot longer in that level than I thought I did, going back and forth, because I kept missing those pots in the air, and that one Rhynoc. But we are done for Summer Forest for now. We'll be coming back really soon, but in the next episode, we're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking in Sunrise Spring. But before we do, looks like Sergeant Byrd's been busy on building something, even though we literally just did his level. Basically, where as soon as you complete a level, something new is going to be built. So, what is it?
I've assessed the situation. We need 5 brave souls to operate the whirligig.
Whirligig? I guess that's our next moment of travel, because we can't use the balloon again for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it either. But in the next episode, guys, we're going to go back to our first hub world, Sunrise Spring, and do what we couldn't do there before now that we have Sergeant Byrd and Buzz defeated. See you guys then.